Hey guys, it's let's see, this is part 9 I think we're at, and just taking a look at the instructions here. It looks like we kind of missed one part right here, which is the gun turret, I don't know, mounts, whatever you want to call it here. So I'm going to get that off, and it gets a poly cap in it. That's number D9 here. Let me get one of those off. Looks like there's 3 of them here. D9. Let me get in there so I don't mess it up too much. Get that out of the way. Let's take a little bit closer look. Ooh, it's tiny. A pretty good cut right there. Let's grab one of my handy dandy sanding sticks. Get rid of that a little bit. Alright, and so where it goes is on the top of the what is this, 4 bridge or something like that. Now we got to get one of our little poly caps, and that goes inside of there. So when the turret goes in there, it will be able to spin. And we'll have to touch it up with some paint, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick it in here. Boy, it's a little tight from the paint that's already been done. There we go. We'll hit that with a little brushed paint right there, but we can get a little bit of glue on it. Let me see, there's no specific way it goes. So I think we're good. We'll try not to get any on the deck because I already painted the deck there, so get a little bit in there. Alright, give you a close-up view. There you go. One down. Let's see what else we got to go here. Well, actually, we can mark that off. Done. We got the poly cap on there. Now the guns and stuff like that I'm going to leave towards the end because we've got Photoetch parts for those, and I think we're pretty much done with the major assemblies there. Let's see what's going to be next. I think it's the other deck here. Let me give that a nice fold. Alright, one big page here, and it looks like this is what we're going to be doing next here, the main deck house. So a little bit more of the same, and here's where the other 2 are. These are 12, so these are different, with the 2 poly caps, and got the 2 sides in the deck, so we'll be painting that again. And then it gets mounted on there. We can start putting everything in. We got to put the guns together here, so we'll get those done. This should start coming along pretty quick. I'll start putting all this stuff together. We'll take a look at it before it's painted and go from there. Okay, well, before we jump into putting stuff together, I neglected to take a look at the Photoetch, and here's our deck that we're going to be doing. The, what is it, the main deck, whatever you want to call it. And we've got some more Photoetch stuff here. We got to do some stairs here, and on the main deck here, we've got the other doors that go in the back right here. So I think it's more Photoetch here, plus a little tiny piece here. I don't know if you can see that. We'll bring that up a little bit. There we go. We've got a couple little parts and pieces that we got to cut out for Photoetch, so I think I'll get that done next. Alright guys, so it's been a couple days since the segment you just saw, and I thought we'd take a little deep dive here. Let's do a little history lesson here and do some investigative work related to my little reference picture here. So one of our viewers there, Chris K LTC, he said, because I brought this picture up before as a reference, and I said Unfortunately, you can see it's just a picture of a picture. So it's a scan of a picture here, and we don't have the front of the ship. Don't see any identifying marks on this guy right here. But we know that it was taken in 1945. We know the camouflage measure here is correct for that time frame. And anyway, he says that the destroyer here is the USS Stevens DD445, which has the square bridge, and he also mentioned that the deck color is deck blue 20B, which yep, that's it. Anyway, so yeah, I know this destroyer here has got the square bridge. So what happened with a lot of the destroyers, you know, they always went in to get refitted and stuff changed around and stuff like that. And a lot of the early destroyers, they did not have the full wraparound bridge right here. Kind of like on our model, it stops. It's not, there's no front portion here. So a lot of the destroyers got retrofitted with this additional kind of wraparound bridge here. And then they also, back here, they got this little extra gun mounts on either side. And so this kind of got added in right here, this little section. Yeah, I am aware of that. So I do know this is a later, you know, 1945 destroyer, and our model is kind of pre-refit, or I guess that's the right term to call it. Anyway, thank you for the comment, but I'm not quite sure. I haven't bought off the fact that this is the USS Stevens, because go ahead and minimize this. If we go over here to Nav Source Naval History, we take a look at the USS Stevens here, and basically, cool, great site. You can look up pretty much any ship, and they'll give you all the details for it and everything, and any pictures that they have from it. So kind of go down here, we'll take a look at all the pictures here, and basically, let's see if we can find, there's one from 1942. Take a quick look at that. That's just when it got laid down. Go back, we'll find, here we go. Let's see, these are from 1943. And you can see right there, it still has not been retrofitted with the deck right there. It looks like, I can't quite tell, it's sort of fuzzy. I think it didn't get the gun mount. Maybe it does have that little portion right there. But at least doesn't have the wraparound deck yet. We can keep on going. Well, the interesting thing while we're looking at this is that picture, my little reference picture there, the color one, does not show up anywhere here for the Stevens. There's another 43 one, still no wraparound deck, and it looks like it's got, maybe had, some of these got fitted with a catapult with an airplane here. So we've got a crane here, you've got a catapult back here, and that proved unuseful during, you know, when they were trying it out, and they got rid of that again. So looks like at least the Stevens had that. Here's one, another December 43. Let's take a look at that. And it looks like we got two destroyers here. I can't tell which one's the Stevens, but can't tell where the bridge is either. It's up off the picture here. I'm trying to find a later picture. Let's go all the way to the bottom here. So here we are in 1946. Let's see what we see here. Take a look at that. Kind of hard to tell if we've got the wraparound bridge. Looks like we're looking off the right-hand side here. And I can't tell. Unfortunately, yeah, see here, we're kind of cutting off the bridge right there. Let's see if we get one. Maybe got the wraparound here. Can't quite tell. Over on the bridge. Anyway, my point is that, well, I haven't found any definitive proof that this is, in fact, the Stevens. Here's one. Nope, no wraparound bridge yet, and this picture is from late 1945. Right? Yeah, that's right. So this is a shipmate shutterbug captured this moment with the homeward bound pennant streaming, late 1945. So that kind of tells me maybe that color picture is not the Stevens, because we know that the color picture, got it up right here. This one was taken May 1945 from the carrier Randolph, and this destroyer's got the wraparound here. So that kind of tells me that maybe this is not the Stevens, if this photo caption is correct, because it does not have. Well, you know what? Yeah, no. You can see the line right here where the bridge ends. So there's no wraparound here, even though you're kind of looking at the gun right here. But anyway, late 1945, apparently. So anyway, I'm not sold on it being the Stevens yet. So anyway, let's. I did do a little bit of photo etch there, like we were going to be doing. Let's jump back to the table and I'll show you what we did. Got some more photo etch done, and we'll do a little bit of touch-up painting here to finish off this video. All right, so yeah, as I was talking about, we got a lot of photo etch done, little parts here and there. We've got our ladders on the, I guess that's the main foredeck, and we got a couple little extra doors and things like that that we put on the bridge, the back of the bridge area, and little fiddly parts here that go on the, I guess I'm going to call it the radar director turret. There's a hatch back there and a little kind of, I don't know what it is, some little bar there. But I think at this point, I've got enough stuff on the actual parts and pieces to start gluing them together. So as you can see, I did glue our, I'm going to get some better lighting here. I did glue our mast, or not mast, but I did glue the director there, the fire control director, up onto the top of the main bridge. I did get that one photo etch door in place. Come on, focus camera. Couple little back doors over here, one back behind the director turret there. And you're never going to see it. There is a tiny little piece, I don't even know if I can focus in on this, above the door on the turret right there. You can just kind of make it out right there. There is an itsy bitsy little piece. Anyway, that was a little fiddly to get on. But I figure now what we can do is we can do a little bit of touch-up work here. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto the foredeck right there, and we can start kind of getting parts and pieces together. One additional thing, I am keeping the plastic railings here, and the other day I mentioned that at least we had some interior sort of detail right here on those guys. Well, actually, the photo etch, when I was looking at it, it does come with that detail. It comes as a separate plate. So here's the railings, but right below it is the interior pieces that have that nice, interior detail. I'm still not going to use it because, well, I'm getting photo etched out here after this. I ended up actually gluing in the photo etch doors right here on either side. So it's now come time to just make a decision on that part and stick with the plastic part. Not a big deal. I think again we're going to be heavily weathering this, so it'll look just as good as the photo etch. Now, if I can find my paintbrush here, we'll do a little bit of do a little touch-up work here before we start gluing everything together. So let me go ahead and zoom in as far as I can here. When I did the top deck color there, I got a couple little marks here and there, and I'll try to keep my head out of the way. But, you always got to touch things up, so same thing here. I'm using XF19 Sky Gray, so I'm using a lighter color than would normally be used, just to touch these little parts here up where I got a little bit of the deck gray, or deck blue, sorry, onto the gray parts. Ooh, gotta be careful with this thing here now. I have yet to, sorry, gotta hold my breath. Ugh. I have yet to lose any Photoetch parts. So, and now that I mention that, I'm probably gonna do exactly that. Anyway, just touching all these little spots up here where, like I said, I got a little bit of the deck color bleeding over, or my big fat fingers did something. I'm gonna have to go in a little bit closer with my head here just to get all the little doors, and they'll probably need a coat or two, so I'm just gonna give it an initial coat here. You can kind of still see the photo etch through it. I did kind of scuff up the doors, at least some of them, with a little bit of sandpaper before I glued them on. Of course, I'm touching all the wet paint. Yep, right there. All right, I think that's good enough for right now. We'll go ahead and get this thing. I gotta make sure I don't touch anything weird. I'll finish up the rest of the doors and get this glued on, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, I've got I think everything colored or painted there in the correct gray, and of course now I got to go back with some deck blue because I kind of went over onto the floor over here, and of course the second I tried to get that one little fiddly piece that was on top of the director turret, it came off. It's sitting right here in a glob of paint. that little piece right over there by my paintbrush. So I'm going to leave it off for now and see if I can't get it back on. If not, oh well. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and we're going to glue the bridge in place so we can at least have one assembly done here. Let me get over here through the back side so the glue will kind of wick around. And if I get any on the deck, it won't be as noticeable. So that's why I'm kind of coming in from the back here. Alright, I think we're done. We'll just give it a little press without hopefully breaking anything. Let's see if we got it nice and straight. It looks so. There you go. Whoop. Come on, get in focus there. All right, there we go. We've got our first deck assembled, or at least the bridge and the foredeck and the fire control director turret in place. By the way, there's also a couple little ladders here. I'm just going to give you a good shot of that. All right, behind that, right behind the little gun basket, whatever you want to call it, right there. There's two little tiny ladders right there for the photo etch. So, whew, I think I'm going to take a little breather here now. So hopefully I don't have any paint on my hands. And we'll leave you with a shot of the ship here. Let's actually see what she looks like if I get this thing in place. We can maneuver it a little bit. I'm not ready to glue this down yet onto the deck, but there we go. I'm gonna hold it right there. Looking good. Starting to look like a destroyer. Alright guys, that's Till next time, take care.